You pause longer than necessary before doing something simple. Not because you don't know what to do, because you're still thinking about whether it's the right moment, the right tone, the right move. Your day has already started, but your mind is a few steps behind it. You replay a conversation from earlier. You draft responses in your head that you never send. You hesitate, adjust, reconsider. Nothing feels urgent. And somehow, that's what keeps you stuck. In the morning, it shows up quietly. You wake up already mid-thought, not stressed, not calm, just alert enough to feel the weight of decisions you haven't made yet. You check your phone without deciding to. Messages, updates, noise. You tell yourself you'll respond after you think it through. You want to say the right thing. You want to act at the right time. So you wait. As the day moves forward, the pattern repeats. At work, or wherever your responsibilities live, you notice how often you pause before acting. You reread something you already understand. You delay a small task because you want to be more prepared. You tell yourself you're being careful, thoughtful, strategic. But beneath that explanation, there's a familiar tension, a sense that you're always one step away from action, but never quite stepping into it. By midday, the confusion turns into frustration. Not loud frustration, quiet, contained frustration. You see other people move with ease. They decide faster. They speak without rehearsing. They act before doubt has time to settle in. You don't think they're smarter than you. You don't think they work harder. That's what bothers you. You know you're capable. You feel it, and yet you keep holding back. As the afternoon stretches on, the frustration softens into something heavier, a low-grade regret. The kind that doesn't come from failure, but from restraint. You think about things you almost did, things you were close to starting, conversations you nearly had, opportunities you felt ready for, but didn't step into. You don't beat yourself up for it. You're used to this feeling. That's part of the problem. By evening, the emotional edge dulls, not because things are resolved, but because you've gone numb to the cycle. You go through familiar motions: dinner, screens, distractions. You tell yourself you'll reset tomorrow, that tomorrow will be clearer, that you'll feel more confident then. Late at night, when everything slows down, the self-blame creeps in, quietly, not in harsh words, just in questions you don't fully answer. Why do I overthink everything? Why can't I just act? What's wrong with me? And the most uncomfortable part is this: you don't feel lazy. You don't feel unmotivated. You feel stuck inside your own awareness. The problem isn't that you don't care. It's that you care too much about getting it right. There's an invisible force at work here. It doesn't shout. It doesn't threaten. It feels reasonable. Comfort tells you there's no rush. Distraction gives you something else to focus on. Routine convinces you that today doesn't need to be different. Delay whispers that tomorrow will be better timing. None of it feels dangerous. It feels safe, familiar, and that's why it works. These forces don't stop you from acting outright. They just slow you down enough that momentum never builds. They keep you thinking, evaluating, refining. They keep you in preparation mode. You start to notice something deeper, a strange feeling of watching your own life instead of fully participating in it. You're present, but not engaged, aware, but not committed. Time passes and nothing dramatic happens. That's what scares you. You think about how much of your life has been spent in this in-between state, not failing, not fully choosing. You see the gap clearly now. The gap between who you are in your head and who you are in action. You don't hate yourself for it. You just feel the weight of wasted potential. And you sit with that discomfort longer than you want to, because avoiding it hasn't worked. But here's the truth. Confident people don't act more because they think better. They act more because they trust themselves sooner. They don't eliminate doubt. They just don't wait for doubt to disappear before moving. Confidence isn't loud. It isn't dramatic. It's quiet self-trust. It's the decision to move without needing complete certainty. What you've been calling overthinking isn't a lack of intelligence, it's a lack of self-trust. You've been outsourcing your decisions to time, to mood, to imagined future clarity. And the shift doesn't come from more motivation. It comes from identity, from seeing yourself as someone who follows through, someone who decides, then adjusts, someone who acts first and refines later. This is where discipline quietly enters the picture, not as force, not as punishment, as self-respect. Discipline is choosing not to negotiate with every impulse. It's setting boundaries with your own hesitation. It's keeping small promises to yourself even when no one is watching. It's not about doing more. It's about deciding faster. Not because you're reckless, but because you trust yourself to handle the outcome. When discipline becomes identity, your life doesn't suddenly change. It feels different. The same mornings, the same responsibilities, but fewer internal debates. You notice yourself acting before the familiar spiral starts, speaking before you over-polish your words, moving before comfort pulls you back. Not perfectly, not every time, but consistently enough that momentum begins to replace doubt, and the moments that used to drain you now feel lighter. Not because they're easier, but because you're no longer fighting yourself in them. The question isn't whether you're capable. You already know that answer. The question is how long you're willing to keep waiting for permission to act. Because at some point, thinking less isn't avoidance, it's trust. And the next moment you hesitate, you'll feel that choice waiting for you again. Will you step forward or stay one thought away from action?